Now I am going to be talking to Josie Barry. Josie, good morning.
Morning, Damien.
How's it going?
It's going good, thanks. How are you?
Sure, I'm grand, thanks. What's the weather like in Crook? Is it well? Nice day?
It's lovely day out. Yeah, lovely dry day out there.
Excellent. How are you at quizzes now, generally? Would you be good at the old quizzes?
Kind of, I suppose, yeah. Get general knowledge on that, yeah.
Who would be, of all the Barrys now, who would be the best at the quizzes? Because there's a fair few of you in it.
There is. There's 15 of us in it. I'd say maybe Decky or Vincent, some of the boys, I'd say.
Well, if they're listening this morning now, I'd say Deirdre's not too bad as well now. 15 of you in it.
She's not too bad. 15, she's the baby, yeah.
Not too bad, yeah. We had a little thing last year we were talking about Waterford's biggest family, how many children, and I think you're not far, you're right up there, all right.
I think so, yeah.
You'd always see a Barry on holiday, isn't that what they say?
That's true.
Speaking of going on holiday, a nice weekend away or a 2-night away break and one evening meal for 2 people at the Twin Trees Hotel in Mayo, courtesy of Select Hotels of Ireland. Beautiful hotel, 54 bedrooms. The Brosna River running beside it. There's a jacuzzi, steam room, sauna, gymnasium up near Ballina. Would you make it to Mayo if you won this? You would?
Oh, I would. I'd love it, yeah. Mayo's a lovely place, yeah.
Super, well done. A bit like Waterford. Haven't won All Ireland for a few years.
Yeah, true.
OK, we have the 30-second countdown timer. So you know how this works. We're going to ask you as many questions in 30 seconds as possible. Is that OK?
Yeah, perfect.
And you just answer the questions, and if you don't know it, just say pass very quickly. 6 is the number to beat or to equal. Thomas Kerwin got 6 this morning on the breakfast show. So, Josie Barry from Crook in Passage East, are you ready?
I am ready, yep.
OK, here we go. Ready, steady, go. What's the name given to a baby lion?
Cub.
Which country is also known as the Emerald Isle?
Emerald Isle, Ireland.
Who was Holly Willoughby's co-host on This Morning, the TV programme?
Oh, pass.
How many inches in a foot?
12.
What type of animal is Rudolph?
Reindeer.
What does the abbreviation ASAP stand for?
As soon as possible.
What colour are bananas before they're ripe?
Green.
Lovely, well done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 as well. Well done.
Oh, well done. Thanks, Damien.
The only one you didn't get, Philip Schofield, is Holly Willoughby's co-host.
Yes.
And you started slow enough there, but you picked it up as you went along, so fair play to you. Rudolph was correct, ASAP, as soon as possible. Ireland, the Emerald. That's a funny one, isn't it? Because you kind of think it must be another country.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, those that make up these questions is not me now. They're trying to catch you out there now, you see. Listen, well done. You're joint top at the minute. Do you want to say hello to anybody, Josie?
I do. I want to say hello to Seamus Carr, my husband, who's 66 today, and I hope he has a great day.
Happy birthday, Seamus. Happy birthday, Seamus.
Grand, Damien.
He might play a bit of music later, will he?
I'd say we might, somewhere around.
Listen, keep listening out, and Drive Time will be on later, the Drive Show with Aoibhinn Fallon, and we'll know then if you're the winner for the day, OK?
OK, great, Damien. Thanks. Lovely talking to you.
And yourself, Josie. Take care. Thank you very much. Josie Barry there from Crook in Passage East. She got 6 as well. Now, there's been a lot of issues people are talking about regarding Carrickpherish, and we had a number of councillors in recently, and I was talking to some residents up there. There's a halting site up on the Carrickpherish Road. I went along yesterday afternoon to talk to some of the travellers that are there. There's around 4 or 5 houses there, a number of caravans there, and some visitors and different people and some children around. And I met a number of the O'Reillys and different people up at the Carrickpherish halting site. Do you like living here?
We do like living here, but we don't like to be crowded up the whole time. No man, you want a bit of privacy, too, the one. There's too many travellers, small site, man. Too many travellers in it.
What'd be the way forward? Maybe a few more houses, better living accommodation?
A couple of sites or something to give the people something to live in, besides living here inside in other people's space. They need their own space for their own stuff, We've no business to be stuck up and happen, really. Everybody needs a space, that's yourself.
And what do you think of people giving travellers a bad name for stuff that does be happening?
The way it is, if one traveller do a thing up the country, they're painting all the travellers with one brush with it, and basically, like if a settlement done it, we can't paint every settlement with one brush, but travellers getting painted with one brush over and over and over because we're travellers. Like we're human beings, we live the lives. Like we're entitled to be treated just not as normal, like and equal. That's all we want to be, just treated equally, basically. Like.
And what about people that would be around saying that some of the young lads would be causing hassle? Is there other lads causing hassle? Is there any hassle going on?
Look, as you know yourself, like kids can be kids. Like there's two sides to every story. Look, yes, some young fellas can be a bit worse than the other, but you have to understand two sides of the story. Like what is what? Like is what is the cause of it? What is the reason for it? Who started? What side started it? Like it's just if a travelling community young fella is there, he's just going to be blamed. Even if he's not involved in it, he's going to be blamed because he's a traveller. He's there. Basically, like that's the way it happens. Travellers really just sticks out like sore thumbs. Basically, if they're never involved, they'll just blame them because they're there.
You're living here yourself?
Yeah.
Do you like it here?
Yeah.
How many children would be around the bays here now in the houses? There's quite a few.
Well, I'm 10 of them, so
10 altogether?
yeah, so
going from what ages?
From 14 down to 5 months.
How do you manage?
I manage, boy. I manage. If I got another 10, I manage away, wouldn't I?
And these some of the young lads here. Well, lads.
There's a lot of kids here. There's a lot of kids. This man have 5 or 6 kids. This man have a few kids. All the caravans on there have all kids like them, man. This is like a play school here. And they don't give it a park nearby the park for the children here. The kids have to live here and go the whole way down here to the next terrace, like, to get a go of a park. And the park is gone now. The Novers and 2 boys there put into the park, look.
Is there anything, come here to me for a second, lads. Is there anything for ye to do around here?
No, nothing. No.
Nothing at all?
No.
like there's no play area here. The children are here up on the road. Like that's a fast road.
Yeah.
Like,
There's nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go?
Yeah.
Like what would you be doing now in the evenings or the afternoons?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah.
And what about education? What about school? Do you like school?
Nah, man.
What is there for you to do around?
I don't live here now, see.
So, but you like...
Like, as you know yourself, look, that is the main road up there. Look, as you can see yourself, there's a child. She's 4 years of age. There's all load more. This is there's none of children back from school, like you come back here at 4 o'clock, 4:30, and then you'll see what it really is like. Like as I said, there's one man of 10 children. This man has 5 or 6 children. Everyone around here have 4 or 5 children apiece. Man on top of the road there have another load of children. Like it's just basically ridiculous. Like what way they're treating travellers about it. It's genuinely ridiculous. Like, and I'm not being racist, but foreigners will come back from foreign countries and they'll get everything. And travellers is in Ireland all our life, reared and born in Ireland, and we're not getting that. Like we're treated like dogs, like scum in the earth. Like basically, that's what it is.
Do you bring it on yourselves in any way?
To be honest with you, I can't make out how people say, do you bring it on yourself? Like we're just normal people, just get out of our life. We don't do that, we don't mix in, we don't cause problems to anyone, we don't cause anything for anyone to be upset with. If we did cause a problem for someone to reason to be upset, you could speak their mind as you'd speak to any normal person. Just say, I don't feel this, I don't feel that, like. But they don't. It's just travellers, just throw them all into one big hole and leave them there. Do you understand me? Like, to be honest, like, you look around here yourself, it's ridiculous, like, the way the living situation is there, like.
You don't have anybody living in your front garden, do you?
No, you're 100% right. That's exactly it.
As you see yourself, there's all electric wires running through windows. Look, run in now through. Look, there's 1 caravan, 2 caravans, 3 caravans, 4, all connected in now through windows of houses. Like that's ridiculous. Like, did this man's children have to live in that room? You imagine like if a spark went off during the night or anything? Do you understand how dangerous things can be? And it's waste time waiting, as I said before, again on this radio. I speak on this before about it. It's waste time waiting for something like Carrickmines up there to happen, and then they speak for, we'll do something for the Carrickpherish crowd. It's too late then. When there's a big fire out and someone's going to be killed out.
How many children are in the house there?
There's 4.
And are you happy with the house? Is the living conditions good?
Yeah, it's grand, yeah. It's a bit crowded outside the house.
Like every man's happy with their houses because their houses is a great job. But like, it's what's outside their garden, what's in their front garden. It's what's outside their view, like what's out in the road in front of them. Do you understand me? Like, their families living out on the road looking in at them, like, where they shouldn't be. They should have their own houses. These people should have their own houses to live their own lives. So, like...
What's the solution? What needs to be done?
Give everyone their own places. Give everyone...
Take all the squatters away there.
Give someone the code, do you understand me? Take these people off the roads. Give them proper houses to live in, to rear their families in. Give them proper facilities. Don't be let them live like dogs, like. Give them proper facilities, basically, like. That's... All people is looking for is just some proper living conditions, like. Like, as I said, there's a caravan, like, there's 3 or 4 children in that caravan, like, 3 or 4 in that caravan. There's only 2 beds in that, like. And there's no one, the council, listen, to be honest, Waterford are the worst council in the world. The council do nothing for no one in Waterford. So, everywhere else, like, you go to Dublin, go to Kilkenny, for an example, like, they've all proper places for everyone. You see no one in caravans, living in caravans. If they are, there's proper big 40-foot mobile homes where there's 3 and 4 bedrooms inside them. There's not only 2 beds running them, where 5 or 6 children sleep in one bed, like. That's ridiculous. And the council's doing nothing about it.
And what about the people that say that, well, the council gave you houses? The council are giving you bays.
The council won't give us houses. The council won't give them houses. These people's on housing lists for 5, 6 years, 7 years, waiting and begging council to give them a home. They won't give them a home. They won't give them a mobile home to go into. They won't give them a yard to go into.
Do people not want to live beside travellers? Is that a problem?
I don't know. Look, to be honest, I'm well connected. I'm well connected with a lot of settled community. Like, I'm well connected with a lot of settled. A lot of settled likes me as being a traveller. But there's some settled in there that is being a bit too kind of high and mighty for to speak to a traveller. I would speak to a traveller. Well, as I said already on it, we're human beings. Like, we're not dogs. We won't bite you. We're not going to take a piece out of you. Yeah. All we want to do is be just left alone. Left to rear our families. Left to give us the proper facilities to rear our families in.
What's your own name again?
Thomas O'Reilly.
How are you going? Good. Damien Tiernan, WLR.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing a little bit about living conditions and how things are and people giving out about travellers and stuff like that.
Will they get him and put him out of this place? Try and get the council or whoever's over to get him out.
All squatters out.
What's your own name?
Me, Ned Riley.
And are you living here?
No.
No. What are you doing here now? Visiting?
Down here with my sister. My sisters.
And where are you living yourself?
The north.
The north? Yeah. You're on holidays?
Yeah, just down for a week, that's all.
And what do you
all them bouses there, they are all living there.
And what do you think of the accommodation here, like compared to the accommodation in the north?
Oh, they're different lot here. Posh people up there.
Up the north?
Look how the rubbish are doing people there. They're different, they're travellers, we're gypsies.
What's the difference?
Difference is we're clean people, they're dirty people.
Yeah, but you have the look of it, don't you?
Do you get many visitors during the summer or during different times? Would you have any relatives coming down?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
all hillbillies comes in there.
As I said, like, this study is hard. You come in here in the middle of summer here when all the children's off school. When the children's off school and when there's all cousins and relations pulling down for the summer, want to move down to see their families for the summer. That's when you'll see. Like, as I said, there's me auntie there, for an example. There's 12, I think, she have 12 in family, is it, boy? Many in family. 12 of them in family. Like, all her daughters and sons will want to move down here for the summer. Where are they going to go? Like, where's these people going to bring their family? They're not going to bring them all to one house. They can't bring them into a caravan. They can't bring them into a camper van. Like, where are they going to go? Do you understand me? Like, they haven't got rooms for to make them move down with them. Like, I don't know. Look, to be honest, I just lost for words to speak any more about travellers. Travellers are just in the council and everyone else's eyes in Waterford. Travellers don't want us, basically.
And what if any of these young lads now are causing any hassle? What if you're causing any hassle, lads? Would you be given out for causing any hassle?
To be honest, like, if any of these younger lads was causing hassle and we see it or we heard it, we would give out and we would control it straight away. It would be controlled.
Would they, lads?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. What about mixing with other people or having friends?
So many of them there for one person to
control the whole lot.
Control the whole lot of them.
Yeah.
We've a load of settled.
Go on, no, it's okay. Go on, say it. No, go on. You've a loads of settled what? Settled friends?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And where do you go to school yourself?
St. Paul's.
Right. And do you like school?
Yeah.
What do you like about it? What subjects?
He like he can ditch school. That's all he likes about school.
And any horses, lads? Any space for horses?
We had a lot of space here one time. Back about 3 years ago, we had a lot of space for horses. But now, like, they took it all off us. They give us nowhere. We've nowhere for horses here now. Like, anywhere we had for our horse, they built houses and stuff on them. And, like, they're complaining about horses, this and that. They won't give us nothing for horses. They don't even want to leave us, or let me see what the word I'm trying to look for is, they won't even leave us our culture. Like, horses are culture. They try and take the culture away from us. Whereas I was reared smaller than my own child, reared with horses, and my own children will be reared with horses, and they want to take it away from us. Driving the horse on the road, like, that's what we are, travellers. We like our horse. We love our horses. Horses is my life, to be honest.
What about the sulky racing? Anybody do the sulky racing?
I does a lot of sulky racing.
And what about people giving out about sulky racing?
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm speaking about. Yeah, everyone against travellers again about sulky racing. What about pedestrians running the roads? What about cyclists? 15 of them together. What's the problem with them? They rallies. They hold blocks roads for rallies. People getting killed out of cars. What about that? Like that's all health and safety reason. Why don't if they're against horse racing on the roads, why can't the guards and the council get together and block off a 2-mile stretch of road in Waterford or in County Waterford for us and give us that 2-mile stretch for racing horses? We won't be up main roads then. We won't be holding up traffic if they do it. 2 horses will be down the road less than 5 minutes. Like the race will be over within 5 minutes. Like so, surely that they could take 5 minutes at a time to block a road for us and leave us down the road because we will never stop it.
Will you bring me out sulky racing? Will you bring me out in the horse?
I will, yeah.
Bring me out in the car.
100% I would.
Yeah, no, we'll do that
now.
Yeah,
100%, yeah.
Do you look after the horses?
To be honest with you, I look after the horses better than I look after myself. I'd leave myself hungry before I leave my horse hungry. That's the truth.
Is he right?
He's right.
That's the truth. Horses are my life. Horses are my life. I love horses.
And when people see videos of sulky racing or when the horses are on the road or on the main road and people are beeping at you and giving out, what have you got to say?
Yeah, like, as I said, there's all different ways of looking at things. All they ever do is show the bad of everything. Why don't they show the good of the travellers? Show the proper goodness. Yes, they put up a thing up in the RTE News the other day about a race in the main Nates Road in Dublin. About, like, why the motors was taking over 4 lanes was when no following traffic can get involved with the horses. It was for safety. Like every man in the motors knew their distance that there were between horses. They knew what to do. Every man was there how was being reared and brought up with horses all their life. They knew their distance. It's not like just some fella coming out of the blues and coming in behind a horse. Like he would know what he's doing. But if for fellas that knows what they're doing, he keeps their distance. They know how to control their motors.
What do you think of the sulky racing?
Oh, some crack, yeah.
Now, what do you think, lads? What do you think, folks? Text us, please, 083 3333 975, or you can call Laura on Audrey on 051 846 123. Damien, it's a joke listening to those travellers. Damien, some travellers want to be treated, they all say they want to be treated as normal people because they are normal people. Well, some travellers throw mattresses, washing machines, park their cars on footpaths, expected the council to clean up behind them. Damien, give us is a word that was mentioned in your package there, a shocking sense of entitlement. Living in the area and the mess and the rubbish and the horses and the dogs and dump mattresses, something needs to be done. Damien, these are people that have parked their caravans and some caravans on the side of the road. I can't set up a caravan on the roadside. What makes these people different? How are exceptions made for travellers? Damien, I'm glad that man said they want to be treated the same as everyone else. Start paying taxes the same as everyone else. Damien, how can some people on social welfare buy expensive BMWs and Mercedes? Damien, they were all offered houses. You can talk to the local council to confirm that. They refused, as they all wanted to live in one place. Damien, travellers say that they want the council to give them houses. What about everyone else who waits 10 years or more for a council house? What about people who purchase their own homes? Damien, the place is a mess up there. No doubt you saw it when you were up there. 2 mattresses out on the road now. I've to deal with traveller children myself. Some of them, not all of them, some of them are involved in antisocial behaviour and stuff that should be dealt with by the guards, says this person. And he is a resident in Mount Sure. Damien, they're complaining about the main road. The caravans are parked on the footpath. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Damien, the guy being interviewed at the halting site is full of it. I live in Mount Sure and there are certain issues, a lot of issues that are not being dealt with and the travellers have a responsibility as well. I also passed this morning, there's 2 mattresses on the footpath. I'd be arrested if I did that. Damien, it's a disgrace. There's horses on the side of the road, in the fields, no consideration for anyone living in the area, antisocial behaviour, throwing rocks at children, terrorising other children, temporary housing, put up in public land. This is illegal. I drive by the halting site in Kilkenny. There's no caravans on the road, no rubbish, none of the illegal dumping. Why do they think they should be allowed to get away with it here in Waterford? We've to pay for our own houses. Why are they expecting sites for free? If they want to be treating equally, everybody should be dealt with equally. What do you think? 083 3333 975. Next, are you looking at building a house in Leamybrien or any other part of the city and county? We're going to have some details about planning permission. Now, in a minute, I'm going to be talking to Paddy Veal about Leamybrien in a second. Firstly, some texts and comments coming in. Damien, an absolute disgrace, the sense of entitlement. It's so infuriating listening to that interview with the travellers in Carrickpherish. Damien, have you gone sulky racing yet? No, not yet. Damien, if you haven't got land, you shouldn't have horses. Wow, Damien, I'm getting angry and angrier here listening to this. Just because they have 10 children, you can't expect to get everything. Stop having children. Give me land for my horse. Oh my God, I'd love a horse. I can't. I'd love to have 10 children. I can't unless I was able to provide. I'm so peed off listening to that crap. Damien, listening to this issue of travellers saying we're not getting anything, we're not being given housing, 2 mile stretch of road for sulky racing. Can I have a 2 mile stretch of road to race my motorbike? That is from John in the county. Damien, there's a sense of entitlement. Why should travellers be given everything? Pay their taxes. They shouldn't be given land for horses. It's awful living in an area and I can't let my children out to play, says this person. Damien, if I want to go on holidays, I have to pay for it. I don't get anything for free. More people texting in about those issues. Now, a family of siblings in Leamybrien who have tried to improve their village by seeking to build 16 houses have stuck in the middle of a blame game regarding planning refusal. Paddy, good morning.
Good morning, Damien. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Thanks for taking our call this morning. Your story's been on the Munster Express. It's been on the Dungarvan Observer and the Leader, and I think also on the News and Star. So basically, Irish Water has decided where they are going to provide capacity for water services infrastructure, and the local authority is stuck with the consequences of that. This is what they seem to be saying. You were at a meeting yesterday. Just outline briefly to me, Paddy Veal, please. What are you hoping, or what were you hoping to do regarding building houses in Leamybrien?
Damien, it's not, we're only a family of 5 or 6 of us. There was 4 of us that were looking to live in Leamybrien. I mean, at the end of the day, we can't get plan permission anyplace else. We've tried buying sites off farmers. Waterford County Council have said no because there's development land in Leamybrien that we can't have a buy a site off a farmer. So it came up for auction about 2 years ago, and we pulled all our money together and put in a bid, and obviously we just got the land. Whether it was a fluke or what, we don't know. We got it. So we said, look, at least we have a site in Leamybrien now we can build.
Okay.
This site was started
and how much?
A couple of years ago.
How big is the site? A few acres, or what is it?
Yeah, it's an 8-acre site.
8-acre site, okay.
Yeah.
And
started by a developer.
If people are travelling from Waterford towards, we'd say Dungarvan, is it on the right or the left of the village?
It's not. Yeah, it's on the right of the village. It's in on the Carrick Road. It's not on the main N25 road at all.
It's on the Carrick Road, okay.
Yeah. So there should be no problems whatsoever, you would say, with getting plan permission. Waterford County Council has granted plan permission twice on this site.
Okay.
They extended it for 26 houses. So we said, look, we'll bring it back to about 16 houses. We wanted to give people whatever, an extra bit of space in their garden. We didn't want to live inside, and it's not Waterford City. We wanted country living in the country.
Okay.
They're saying they're going to bring people back to live in country areas. I mean, sure, if this is happening throughout the county, you have a bus outside the door every 20 minutes going to Waterford, Dungarvan, Cork. It's a 2-minute walk to the bus stop.
And we won't go through everything that you did, but you had pre-planning meetings with the council. You had a lot of work with the different executives. You had reports. You spent thousands of euros with architects, planning surveyors, ecological reports. You did everything that you could. Why were you going for 16 houses rather than just, we'd say, 5 or 6 houses for the family as such? Why 16? You're not big developers, are you?
No, we're not. Not at all. I work in the building there. But 16 houses, 9 of these foundations are in the ground already.
Okay.
The whole site is cleared. The 9 foundations that are in the ground, they were going to be 9 bungalows, so we kept, the foundations are perfect. They're ready to go. The whole site is ready to go.
So you wanted to build a small little tidy estate, I suppose, with just 16 houses in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, we're not looking to have 50 houses inside the middle of Leamybrien. Leamybrien couldn't take 50 houses. Yes, the council gave plan permission for the guts of 100 houses in Leamybrien. of which one was never built.
And why, in essence, have you been refused planning permission? Is it because Irish Water won't put in the supply systems? Just explain in layperson's terms, why are you being refused?
Waterford County Council are blaming Irish Water. Irish Water are blaming Waterford County Council. They're saying that the reed bed, which they put in for 180 houses, one of which has never been built, doesn't have capacity. I mean, how can you build something for 180 houses? I think there's 40 to 50 houses maybe gone into it, and all of a sudden it's full. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, Paddy. It really doesn't make sense. And are you serious? Have Irish Water spoken to you, or is it basically the council are telling you what Irish Water is saying?
Well, we have letters saying that from Irish Water saying that they can supply this housing estate. But Waterford County Council are coming back and telling us that the reed bed is full, the water is not in the ground. Well, we're getting two different stories from two different government offices.
Yeah. And I know you've had political representation and different people trying to sort this out for you. What needs to be done to make this happen, Paddy? Is it a case that Irish Water are to spend some money on it? Or is it a case the councils should spend money? Or, how do you get this over the line?
How do you get it over? There are traffic calming measures coming into Leamybrien in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, of Waterford County Council are saying. So they're digging every footpath, putting in new footpaths, digging every road. I'm sure the roadworks that are going to go on there are going to be absolutely colossal. So what they're saying is that they're going to do all this work in Leamybrien and not change one of the pipes that are covering up. I mean, to any person, that doesn't make sense. They're going to come in, tarmac all the roads, cover up all the old pipes that are probably in the ground 50 years, not change one of them, and in a couple of years' time, if we have a few problems down the road, or we'll dig them all back up again. And I mean, who in their right mind would do something like that?
Yeah, Kevin has texted in to say it's a joke not allowing this development. We'll bring a renewal to the village and homes for families, and also fixing a now derelict site which is currently an eyesore. And if the reed bed sewage system is full, it needs to be dealt with. Where do you go from here, Paddy? Because you've been refused planning permission. Is there a right of appeal, or where do you go from here?
Yes, it looks like we'll have to. Look, we'll have a meeting with Michael Welsh tomorrow. And we're not sure what's going to come out of that. Another meeting, he sat down and he talked to these planners to see if they can come up with something. We don't know what happened at that. So we have a meeting with Michael tomorrow, and we'll see. We'll just have to take it from there. But yeah, we are probably going to have to go to An-Bord Pleanála. But why in this day and age? I mean, we're not looking to build 50 houses plus in Leamybrien. I mean, they're probably some of the best sports facilities in the county.
I know. They're superb, and the community spirit is there. Kilrossenty are great. Everybody involved in the shop there, and the village and the tidy towns. It's a great village.
Shop in the village.
It's a great area. Yeah.
Yeah, probably 90% of the houses in Leamybrien, I've sat at their kitchen table having a cup of tea, but I'm not allowed to live there. I mean, there's something going on someplace.
No, it's. Listen, we've been on to the council and we'll try and get something from them. But as you say, there's meetings taking place. So will you keep in touch with us, and we might talk to you. Your meeting's tomorrow. We might talk to you on Monday morning to see what any developments there is.
Yes. Thanks very much for trying to put our point across. Anyway.
No, it's our pleasure, and that's what we're here for, Paddy, to listen to your stories and to get them out there. So listen, keep in touch and let us know how you get on. Okay.
Yes, thanks, Damien. Thanks very much for that.
Thanks, Paddy. Good luck in your meeting tomorrow. Paddy Veal there talking to us about Leamybrien himself and Pádraig, as you heard. They bought a site with their brothers 2 years ago. The site has been refused planning permission for the 16 houses that they want to build. Now, a lot of texts and comments coming in. Damien, I've no problem with travellers being treated as normal, but they should pay for rubbish disposal. They should either rent or buy their home and prove where they get their money. Damien, sulky racing was never travelling culture. The horses pulled the caravans from place to place, so it's not part of their culture. Damien, it's good to get people talking about traveller issues, as it's reflective of a lot of social issues across the spectrum. There are two sides to every coin. That is from John Glennon. And he also texted me about the amount of money that the councils have to spend on traveller accommodation and traveller rights, if you want to call it, and it hasn't been spent. Damien, brilliant documentary on TG Cahir last night regarding the Coast Guard, Rescue 117, and we're talking about that yesterday. We gave them some good publicity on that. Damien, what about all the flash cars and holiday homes that some travellers drive around in? And other people talking about working in the security industry and some travellers causing problems at doors of nightclubs and of pubs. Delivery driver says he phoned in, he says he can't deliver in the Carrickpherish area. There was a problem with water in a house up there, but copper piping had been robbed and sold. Let us know what you think. 083 333 975. Next we're going to be talking about World Book Day. Then we've got Dermot Dooley and Richard Finnegan in to talk about Cheltenham. Now, in a minute, I'm going to be talking to Catherine Kerwin, a local author, about your favourite books. Text us in, please. Have you got a favourite book for World Book Day? Damien, the travellers need to talk a lot more about the rubbish. Chaps said they control horses. What about a horse being hit by a car? Cars driving 5 yards behind the sulky racing. Horses being left without coats in the middle of winter. Freezing. A lady phoned in to 051846123. Say she's so angry listening to the travellers this morning. They want to be part of society. Let them pay taxes like everyone else. And sulky racing is definitely not part of their culture, says this person. Catherine Kerwin, good morning.
Good morning, Damien.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. It's lovely and sunny in Cork here now. What's it like in Waterford?
It is gorgeous. Really, really lovely. It's not just the sunny southeast, it's the tropical southeast.
Oh, sure, fantastic.
You grew up on a farm in Fuse, is that right?
That's right, yeah, just near Kilmacthomas.
And you're working as a solicitor, I think, down in Cork now, is it?
That's right, yeah. I've been here for a good number of years. And my book, Darkest Truth, is set in Cork.
How do you combine writing with your day job? Like, obviously, Philip Larkin, the poet, he had to work in a library to supplement his income because it's hard sometimes to make money out of books, is it?
I think it is, unless you're Marion Keyes now. I think she's doing fairly all right. But she's brilliant, obviously. I think everybody's a big fan of hers. What I do is I write at the weekends and I write on holidays. I see it as, that's... And then the rest of the time, when I'm at work during the day, I'm at work, So,
and are you always thinking when you're at work, do little thoughts come into your mind about, there's a character development now I could use, like your last crime novel, Darkest Truth, mentioned by Graham Norton recently on the radio show, published in Britain and elsewhere. Like, this is pretty good stuff.
It is. It was such a thrill. I was kind of. I had been down home on. It was Saturday, the 8th of February, and I had just come back, and it was actually I was voting that day, and I got a message from somebody, and they told me that they had heard his radio show, and that he had mentioned my book, and so of course I went on immediately to listen back, and I just couldn't believe it. He mentioned it twice. He got the name wrong the first time, but then he mentioned it the second time. And somebody had given it to him as a gift, and he really enjoyed it. And I was just so thrilled. And
did that help sales?
I think it did, yeah. I think especially in England. Because it was published in England last July. That's July 2019. It's published in Ireland in January 2019.
Yes.
And it was an Irish Times bestseller. And then, so it's gone really well. The other thing that was really big for me was that it was made the Cork One City, One Book last autumn. So for kind of 2 months in last autumn, it was, everybody in Cork was supposed to be reading it, and it became the most borrowed book in Cork City Library. And so it's kind of, it has been a big thrill, really. And I've been in various places. Like went down to Waterford Writers Weekend, which was lovely, and all over the place with it.
It's lovely. Like, if you see somebody reading your book, if you're in a cafe or somewhere, or you see somebody buying your book, it's a lovely feeling, huh?
It is a lovely feeling, and what people do often as well is they send me emails, because they send me messages on social media or whatever to say that they really enjoyed the book or whatever, and it is people have been really very, very nice. It's kind of amazing. I was kind of worried at the beginning because it's set in Cork, and Cork is a real character in the book, and I thought, because I'm not a native, I'll surely get loads of things wrong. And maybe I did, but nobody has said it to me. Nobody's been anything really but nice about it, you know.
Yeah. Tell me, it's World Book Day. What are you reading at the present?
Well, the book that I finished recently that kind of blew me away was Actress by Anne Enright.
Oh yes.
And it's kind of a sort of similar. Well, I won't spoil it for anyone, but you know, yeah. I mean, I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so it's really, that's kind of, it's sort of for a few days, it sort of ruined every other book for me because I thought, oh, nothing could be as good as that. And it's in the bestsellers at the moment. So it's available people can hop down to the book centre in Waterford or Eason's in Dungarvan, and it'll definitely be there in a prominent position, I'd say.
Catherine, do you want to say hello to anybody in the Fuse area?
I want to say hello to everyone in the parish of Fuse, all my friends and family there, yeah, and I hope you're all keeping well.
What family do you have there?
I have my mother, my brother, and I have loads of cousins.
What's your mammy's name?
My mother's name is Breda.
Hello, Breda. And,
yeah.
your brother?
And my brother's name is Neil. My niece, Elizabeth, and my sister-in-law, Nicola. And so they, I mean, and all the neighbours up the road and everybody, yeah.
Lovely.
So we have great neighbours and
fabulous part of the county and the country, really is. Catherine, listen, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We might have you in studio someday if you come down.
Oh, I'd love that.
Have a proper chat, okay?
Thank you so much. I've been in before with Mary, and I really enjoyed that. Mary O'Neill on the Fringe. She was lovely. Yeah.
So listen, mind yourself. Keep writing.
Bye,
God bless.
Damien. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Catherine. Catherine Kerwin there. Thank you very much. And everybody in Fuse, hope you are all well. Next, Cheltenham. No, you haven't about clue on a horse, he said. No, you heard that on air. You know a little bit about it, Dermot. A little bit about it. We'll be talking about touching hearts now with Dermot Dooley. How are you, Dermot?
Not too bad, Damien.
Richard Finnegan, how's it going?
All good, Damien, yourself?
Very good, thanks, yeah. You're looking very serious there now.
I'm very worried about what curveball you're going to throw me, Damien. But
well, I don't. I do nice little relaxed interviews. Julie, our producer, said she'd never ever be interviewed by me because she'd never know what curveball I'd throw, and she's nodding there. Yeah, you're right. Will we go with Brexit or we go with Republican songs? Or what? I don't mind what we go with, you know.
I don't mind, Damien. I'm in the Lions Den here, so I'm not sure.
Hi, Damien. There's a little brown pony in a field alongside Coos Bridge roundabout. No food, dirty water in a bucket. Only food it get is from people out for a walk, no grass. It's cruel. The poor, poor pony. That's from Mary. Mary, ring the council. I'm sure they're listening to this now because they always listen to this. And something should be done about it because that's what animal protection and animal safety is there for. Damien, that family should be getting that planning permission in Leamybrien. It's very, very important. Damien, are all those traveller children not at school? They should have been at school, says this other texter. There's a big Cheltenham night coming up, a preview night taking place at the Cove Bar in Waterford tomorrow night. That is Friday.
Yeah.
And it's in aid of the Sacred Heart. Tell me about the charity, Dermot.
Yeah, I suppose it's Touching Heart spawned from the friends and family of Sacred Heart, and we would have looked at the facilities as first hand and said, right, it's not good enough. And I think we're 4 years down the line now, still campaigning, and we've raised probably in excess of 400,000 at the moment. Yeah, we're only a small little group of people.
I was talking to you before about it, yeah.
And listen, a lot of parents involved, like a lot of parents there that have children in the charity and that are in the centre, like, you know, they often find it hard to support it because they're the people who are minding the kids at night. So you know it's hard to get them out, and you know we're probably, there's 5 or 6 of us on the board, and we're going at it for a few years, and we're probably running out a bit of steam now as well. But we're keeping it going. We're at the stage now where we were hoping to have Simon Harris was hoping to meet us there before it all fell apart, and Mary Butler and Matt Shannon, they're pushing for it as well there at the moment, you know. They're helping us out. They're raising the questions in the Dáil.
Yeah.
But
events like this help as well because to get Richard and the lads behind to do that is great.
Yeah, well, listen, that's what it's all about. Like I said, we run out of steam. We're 4 years on the road. It's like a hurling team or a football team, or you can't keep going. You know, and you need new blood. And you need fellas come in and say, right, can we do something for you? And Richard was on to be there a few times, and this is the one he's picked that he's fairly knowledgeable about the horses, so we're going to support.
He knows a little bit about it, and you have some tickets to give away for the event. We'll do that tomorrow, Richard, I think, because again we're running up against the clock now, and we want people to text in. Who do you have due to speak tomorrow night?
Yeah, Damien. So
the doors are 8:30, right? So we're hoping for about an 8:30, 8:45 start in the Cove Bar. There's 4 on the panel and an MC. So the MC is Johnny Ward of Off the Ball fame. He writes for the Irish Field and a number of other national papers. On the panel then itself, I suppose the headline man would be Dennis O'Regan, ridden 5 Cheltenham Festival winners. He's one of the top jockeys in the country.
Handy enough.
Yeah, nearly 800 career winners. So, wow. Pretty good. As good as you get, really. Don McLean as well. He's a professional tipster, MC, presenter, journalist as well. Brendan Duke is a professional punter, I suppose. He previously worked trader for Paddy Power. And Darrow Concour from Onrine, he's a journalist as well, also writes for the Irish Field, so we'll be fairly close to it. So that's the panel we have. And I suppose, interestingly, Pádraig Manny gave up his time as well. He's coming along after, I think the guys are training tomorrow night, so there'll be a bit of a chat with Pádraig, just how the year is going and looking ahead to the year. So that's the making.
And you're raising money for the charity. Are you worried about Cheltenham not going ahead this year?
I'm not especially, Damien. I'm not going over this year, unfortunately. Things have come against me, but if I was someone that's going, my understanding is based on odds and probabilities and all that, it's about 1 to 6 for it to happen on Tuesday. So it's about an 85-90% chance it is going to happen. There's a very low probability of it being cancelled. They reckon that it could be reviewed later in the week, so the Thursday and the Friday might be in jeopardy if there are increased breakouts of the virus. Yeah. But by all accounts, look, Tuesday and Wednesday will be going ahead, but it could be reviewed as the week goes on. But as regards the preview night tomorrow night, we're definitely going ahead.
And that is the big thing. And to have that preview night, as you say, Dermot, to support you and keep you going, how important is it?
Well, listen, Touching Hearts is it's close to my heart. My own fella Dara was diagnosed 10 years ago. He was born... we obviously were born with brain damage and emergency C-section, and we're very obviously close to death at one stage. And family was called back 10 years ago all around Crumlin in ICU, and he's 10 years of age now, and he's got through a lot of hard times. Chest pneumonia, seizures, all those things are under control at the moment. And there's a lot of work went into him, and there's thousands of children around the southeast like that. Different learning difficulties, and so we're hoping to highlight all this tomorrow night as well through Richard's great night ahead. And someone else sitting down there might say, "Hey, we could do something," and that's the way it works. And it's listen, you can't do it for a better charity than your own local kids who are very vulnerable and had a bad start in life, and we're hoping to highlight that.
Can people buy tickets on the door, Richard?
Yeah, they can, of course. Listen, it's not all Richard, right? There's a load of people who put a lot of work in. Yes. Donald Barron especially, and Tom Drone in the Cove has been outstanding. I've tormented him all week. So yeah, look, there's tickets.
Tom's a great lad.
He's brilliant, very affable character, and runs a great show there as well. So we're really looking forward to it. Hopefully a lot of locals will come out and support it. In terms of purchasing tickets, you can purchase the tickets on the night on the door, and we'll have a raffle as well, etc. But if anyone wants to sponsor a race or help in any way, they can get in touch through the Touching Hearts Facebook page, myself or Dermot, or maybe they text in or whatever it is. So if anyone wants to help out, they can get in touch. There's no problem at all.
We'll be talking next week about fantastic work by Dermot, 400,000 raised, people praising all the work you've done. I can't let you go, Richard. Give me 3 of your tips for next week.
3 of the tips for next week. Right, go on, here we go. Kill the Start in the Ultimate Chase on Tuesday. It's about 10 or 12 to 1. It'd be what you call a working man's price. Give you one for the local horse, Henry de Bromhead's horse, Aplutard, in the Ryanair Chase. I think he's going to be very hard to beat, touch wood. And we'll go something for Friday. Let me think. Album Photo, I'd say, in the Gold Cup. Not very original. He won it last year, but there's a nice little kind of a local segue in it. He won his race around Tramore at Christmas, and he won it again this year. So it'd be great to see him do back-to-back Gold Cups for Willie Mullins.
Right, we'll keep an eye on that now. No. And we'll be talking to somebody about gambling next week as well, and the dangers of it as well. We had talk about that as well. And how are you at the horses, Dermot?
I haven't a clue now. I know the 4 legs and the hay. That's it. I know. My own young lad, Dara, rides a horse. He loves it. It's great for therapeutic horse riding. Yeah. So he's actually he's laid up at the moment. His hip is out of joint, so he can't get up on the horse. But it's great for him. Horses are great. We don't back them though.
Richard, very, very best of luck to you and everybody involved tomorrow night. And Dermot, the very best of luck to you tomorrow night as well.
Good,
8:30, the Cove Bar, Waterford City.
Thanks very much, Damien.
And we'll hold you to those tips, okay?
Thanks, Damien. Thanks.
Cheers. Thank you.
Now, thank you everybody for all your texts and comments into the show. Again, we got, I'd say, 50, 60 texts and comments today about all the different matters. Sorry if we didn't get to everybody today. We'll follow some of those up tomorrow. Thank you, Julie, producer extraordinaire. She loves when I say that, producing there. I'm never going to interview you, Julie. There we go. The great Jeff Harris is up next. Thanks to Dermot and to Richard for coming into us and everybody involved. We will talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe.